Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be playing The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. This is a new VR game I just picked up. I had no idea how to play the game. I was so confused. And just me struggling is extremely entertaining to watch. So I'd recommend you watch to the end. Oh yeah, forgot. Yeah, this is like a 100-day challenge. I have to try to beat this game. Well, I think it'll probably be easy. Well, I thought it'd be easy. But still, I just see what I could achieve in 100 days. It's not like the State of Decay 2 challenge where there's actually a goal. After I started up the game, they gave me a tutorial, like where my shiv is, also my gun, my heavy weapon, aka my choppy boy, taught me how to use my backpack and such, how to eat food, and how to heal. Also can't forget my notebook. And this really cool shake flashlight, which later on I wouldn't like the shake feature, but I like it for the realism-ish. But it's just kind of nerve-wracking when you're in a dark area with zombies. Oh, it was not over. Now I just had to kill zombies. And now there's like a certain thing in this game where you have to really push down. Because, you know, that's not really how it works. You have to really get your knife in there, as seen. And for some reason, my hand got stuck in, like, their neck or something. I don't know. This game is full of glitches, by the way. It's still getting worked on, so a lot of bugs. Example. I can't remove my hand from it. But, yeah. It's fun, though. It gets fixed eventually, hopefully. I also learned how to use my axe, which was pretty hard, but eventually I got used to it. I tried to skip this part by throwing him back, but I forgot to actually throw him back. That's a problem on my end. But I successfully did it with this one, so yay. I also learned how to use a gun, which was pretty cool. Then I met this tutorial guy. He seemed pretty cool. Until he shoved me. I don't know what happened, but some dark energy inside me just looked like, you know who you're messing with? And I tried to do it again, he's like shoving me. And then I just had it. I had it. And I was like, oh my god, you could actually kill him. I was like so shocked and scared. And then he spawned another gun, and then another guy spawned in. So I was like, hold up. What can I do here? What's happening now is someone named Henry is talking to me about how there's a extremely cool and extremely overpowered reserve somewhere hidden around the city. And that where you're headed is not the best. And that I'm also a tourist from this area, so I'm not around these parts. I don't know these parts, really.
There is a wall here.
Seems like we have a good neighborhood.
Looming on the horizon.
Was this town in Detroit, bro? Like,
I had some interesting audio. Another thing, when I saw this group over there, the Reclaimed, the first thing I saw was that there were furries and that I wanted the saw blade. The audio was totally destroyed because it was so, like, out. It was super delayed because how laggy it was from using virtual desktop. But, yeah. Delayed because of my audio.
threatened, bro? What the hell? You're not supposed to be that fast. No, I think that's just for the beginning sequence. That better not be in the actual game.
As you could tell, I was paying jack squat to what he was saying. But what he actually was saying, as I'm reviewing the footage right now, he's saying that there's a military reserve somewhere, has a bunch of food and stuff, and he wants to get there before the rest of the other survivors get there. Anyways, cuts back to Santa Claus in the red t-shirt. He has some pretty good muscles for his age. Anyways, he's telling me to go to his cemetery so we can discuss plans and that. Oh yeah, did I mention that I literally almost got killed by zombies? AKA basically did because I ran out of ammo. Even though there was enough ammo to shoot them all, I missed 2 of my shots. Like, that's one way to start off the game. Anyways, after that, I decided to check the loot what I had. I only had a shiv, a bandage, and a flashlight, and my other necessary things. I also found the screwdriver in this dude's head, and a egg timer. This would be helpful. If I ever thought to use it correctly, but Right now, I just put it in my inventory because I didn't know what the heck it did. I didn't even know it was usable. I was gonna like scrap it eventually, before I knew about the scrapping. But you know, whatever. Since I couldn't keep my big mouth closed, and especially since I was talking the whole time, I'm assuming that since I turned on the little thing, he could hear me. But eventually, yeah, this was the worst. My first zombie battle, and I was already about to lose. Because I didn't think of the idea of putting down my flashlight, but eventually I won it. What's hanging, my dude? Anyways, yeah, Henry somehow found himself in this situation. I don't know how the zombies did that. I was so confused. But then, yeah, I talked to him a little bit, and he says for me to kill him, and I'm like, my friend. And eventually, this happens. He turns infected. And the first thing I thought about doing, besides what you just saw, was practice my throwing. I basically got a bunch of really good shots, but it was, yeah, look, it stick for a second, but I even got a little bit closer to see if it would actually stick, but then after I just gave up. And then I found a boss. I saw some weird little prickly things, and turns out those were arrows. But then I realized I needed a bow, so I just kind of stayed there until I could get one. After not letting my intrusive thoughts win, I did not shoot myself. And also I had this big radio that turns out was a part to the radio. And it just vanished, and I was so confused. But I didn't really notice it until later on. I saw this canteen, and apparently I drank myself to sleep, which me personally, I just think that's a funny way to go to sleep. I fixed the radio off camera because I don't want too much footage, because there's like multiple 20-minute videos I have to record, so best to cut down on everything the best I possibly can. I found this weird boat, aka a skiff, and also I forgot to mention that, remember this, every single day supplies get a little bit more scarce, so mostly I'm gonna be trying to find ammo and medicine. I found a person who didn't automatically want to kill me, which was already a good sign. I was running at her like a maniac, see what they would do. But then I saw this weird meter thing, and I was like, oh crap, what does that do? And I was scared. So I put my knife away, and it turns out that's a danger detecting scared meter. Meaning if you put your hands, touch, or aim a weapon at them, they'll get a little detection thing. And they'll be like, hey, put that gun down and we won't kill you. But this person had no weapon, so they could not literally do anything. But still, for the nicest of my heart, I did not kill them. Anyways, so Chlorine, yeah, I'm calling her Chlorine from now on, decided to give me a key to open her mansion to kill her husband, who's been turned because she couldn't do it herself. The only thing I heard was mansion, and I knew that there's gonna be some amazing loot there. So I was on my way. But then I found a cigarette pack. I didn't know this was in the game, and I was like, how am I supposed to light this thing? And I'm like, hey, doesn't like gun have fire in it? And since this game is like the GTA of VR, meaning you can literally like do anything, I thought, what if? And I tried to aim it perfect because this horrible handling, and then it lit. I'm like, oh my lordy lord. I felt so cool in that moment. And I missed my only shot. Yeah, that ruined the moment, totally. I felt so cool that I was gonna kill her with an explosion. But then they grabbed me and I ran out of HP points. And since for some reason I forgot to turn on the HUD, I didn't know what my stamina was at. I learned my lesson, and since I couldn't grab them, my game lagged and I got bitten and I got killed for the first time. I was really angry and I cannot show what I said, but trust me, it's not good. So that was my first time dying. Wow. I'm just impressed I did that early on. But don't worry, it's gonna happen more, I'm assuming. Totally. I totally don't know what's happening in the future. Not like I already played the game or stuff like that, you know?
Oh. Oh. Bro.
I broke 2 weapons in the span of a single zombie. I broke a shiv and I broke a bottle I found on the floor.
I suck. It's to a despicable amount. I'm just saying that right now.
Anyways, so I finally found the house, the big mansion, and there was this big gutter thing that I was supposed to climb, but I decided to check out the inside to see if there was any loot. There was just some cigarettes and a lighter, and also 3 zombies willing to give me a bad day. After those mean people were trying to kill me, I climbed the gutter inside of the house. I thought I was in the attic, but I was just near the attic. Anyways, I found some medicine, a safe, and a couple other stuff. So, I didn't really care about that because I didn't have a code for the safe. And also, I had to keep the attic, so might as well just go up the attic and get it. And then, I found him. The dude seemed to be up here for a while because he looks like he fully turned and not like the Henry dude. I found these random piles of corpses, assumingly, under some blankets. I didn't really know a lot about that. And to be honest, I didn't really care. I found this 12-gauge shotgun, which I didn't have any ammo for. But man, I'm happy I got that.
Lost hope. Our children died by my hand. I had to set them free to protect them from a fate worse than death. I know you will never be able to
my God.
me, but maybe
that's
day
sickening.
You will understand that I had no choice. They did not suffer.
The events are delayed, but you get the point. I was just really shocked because those things weren't zombies. They were that dude's kids. Oh, that was a heavy hitter right there, especially for The Walking Dead, because a lot of scenes in The Walking Dead have there been children zombies. So, yeah, that was just crazy itself right there. Cockle, flippin', dippin', do. It's a new day, IRL. And, there's so many events that happened. So many. First thing that happened, I returned the ring back to the person, and I found the shotgun that's back. I had to use another weapon. The other weapon I found, I had to use it, and it broke. So, I don't have any more of that weapon, sadly. And now I also found a tire iron, or crowbar, I'm assuming. And nothing much else, except I also found the microphone for that thing. I got a bunch of scrapping material, and yeah, I had a lot. Finally, I got the video to work, and the first thing I said was waterfall, and all you really need to know is that this conversation got really interesting.
What'd you just say?
You heard me. Waterfall.
That's not possible. Who is this?
Just someone who enjoys waterfalls. Horsetail, punch bowl, cascade. Big fan of all varieties.
That's supposed to be funny? I'm not laughing.
Fuck you.
Getting testy? Good. Now we're getting somewhere.
Now what this dude is trying to say is that he has a lot of information that I might need that no one else can, say. But then he started to get kind of suspicious. Now he's saying that he's above us, and then, which kind of hinted that he was up tall somewhere with not us. And then something happened. A loud noise, happened, and a light turned on. This dude went back crazy and was horrified and was nervous about everything. So he just hung up the call, and I went to go investigate. Now I found myself in the catacombs fighting for my life by trying to kill these zombies, which sadly my screwdriver didn't like. And also, for some reason, the more damage, the harder it is to take out of a head. Like, I was just pulling it hard as I can, but nothing was coming out. Also, one thing I don't think I mentioned is that there's no audio, by the way. The reason why in the future scenes you'll hear my voice and nothing else surrounding it, it's because that later on, I had to lose the audio because it was way too laggy on virtual desktop, so I had to use my Oculus Link. And since this link is like an error, it didn't work. So, yeah, sorry about that. But also, it makes it more scary for me, too. So that's fun, right? As you can see, I'm fighting for my life. I had no more melee weapons. So I felt like, oh, crap, I'm screwed. And I'm trying to kill them, but my gun is trash. And I keep on getting tag teamed by a bunch of zombies. And I don't know how to shoot guns really that good, because unlike Bonab, there's extremely hard to aim. There's a heavy weight to regular pistols, unlike Glocks and Bonab. So I'm just really struggling. And also, there's the jamming feature. It's so annoying just trying to reload the pistol. But eventually I got overwhelmed, and yeah, I died. I even died off camera too, at the mansion. So that's a crisp 3 deaths, I believe, so far. Wow, this series is starting off strong. As I was walking along, I found a bow and arrow, which I could have used. I was extremely upset, especially since I had a bunch of arrows. As you can see, I had a bunch of arrows from the beginning. And I finally have the arrows. I finally have the bow for this. I was really excited. And also, later on, I'd realized that I could use that as a melee weapon, for the arrows. They make really good weapons. They break easily, but, they're decent. After killing that quick tourist, aka me, I found a strange key that I realized could open the door back at the cemetery. There were just some notes and some juicy lore, but that was pretty much it for that.
Hey! Hold up. Is that the person who tied this dude up? Or is that me? Check it. Oh, wait. Oh, God, that's me killing him. What the hell? Someone saw what I was doing?
As you can tell from the voice cracking and the sniffling, I am very sick. I have a really bad cold, but I still recorded this because I love you guys. And also, I just like making content. And it wasn't that bad. I was just sniffling a lot. Now it's time to travel to Via Corolla, I guess. Oh, God.
Oh, God. My audio isn't working, so I'm just going off my senses right now. We're in New York, let's go!
Anyways, me and my friend from the State of Decay 2 video was doing a challenge. He looked up a city landmark or whatever and tried to find something else. So he looks up New York on Google Images and he scrolls down to the very bottom after he clicks an image, trying to get a different one, eventually leading to a different outcome. He was trying to get Ray William Johnson's. But that's the reason why I randomly say, okay, cool, nice, about, random stuff that doesn't have to do with the game.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Again, I'm sick.
Oh, crap! Who are you? Who do you work for? Are you nice? Oh, God!
I saw the yellow meter, which scared me, and I was like, oh crap, what if they see the body, then they'll go and kill me, so it's better just to kill them now. So yeah, I didn't kill them because I was evil, I killed them because I was too scared of them, which is, yeah, same.
I've got a spoon and I know how to use it. Do I know how to use it? I don't know, actually. I'm using it to kill people, so chances are I don't know how to use a spoon.
There wasn't a lot of supplies in the house, but eventually I came across the balcony and noticed that one of the gunshots I used to kill one of the zombies, because I didn't have any melee, kind of attracted a teensy-weensy horde, and that was a big problem for me. This was a hard battle. I had a whole horde outside, and I only had glass bottles, and not a lot of stamina, because I got smoke lungs, which made it much hard to escape, and I was just fighting for my life over here. I feel like adrenaline, man, pushed through me, because I feel like I was actually in the game.
Fuck. Oh, shit. Focus on the Holy Spirit. This gun that I still cherish. Please, God, don't let me perish. What the night is say, man?
All this is happening, by the way, while my friend is talking about how he can't get from the Burj Khalifa to Ray William Johnson, and this is just crazy. And the funny thing is that I was muted because he wanted me to mute because I was being too loud before this happened. So I'm just muted right now, just fighting for my life. This game is way too realistic. I was pure terrified. No other game I played VR for years. Nothing ever made me this scared. I was drinking stuff, trying to get stamina to go away. I'm missing all my shots. This was true fear.
Logan, I can't unmute!
I think I felt a little bit too immersed in the game. Probably because the audio wasn't there, I got even more scared.
No! 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 Jesus Christ! Fuck! No! No! Oh my god, fell out! Oh my god!
I don't know why I was that scared. Now I was just laughing when I saw the screen. I was taking deep breaths. It's probably because that was extremely scary and realistic. Cause I'm scared of zombies a lot. So I got the game, but man, this is after I unmuted.
Yeah. You'll understand why I was not unmuting when you see the final video. Jesus Christ. Bye. I need food. Yeah, good. Goodbye. Nothing on me. What is this wee whack doodle pistol?
Anyways, I took my revenge out on the enemy, and I was thinking, yeah, no, this is just way too much for me. But then I get a quote-unquote pistol I could use that I could, scrap and stuff. That's not what I need. Right there, that bottle I threw down, it didn't break. I could have used that as a weapon, and I could have killed that zombie with it. So in the name of my dead corpse, I decided to do just that. And then miss, but eventually, get it back. And it breaks right afterwards. Oh my god. I felt so stupid. Yeah, I was not feeling it. Oh, I just wanted to sleep. It's now day 8. This takes place a little bit more in the future because I was doing a lot of scavenging. I was doing a lot of stuff because I really wanted to get the deep pocket mod. So I was doing a lot of upgrading and I was doing a lot of stuff. I also found a worn out Nova from a dead person. And it looked really cool, but sadly I accidentally shot it. And it's like really low durability and I have no ammo for it. Sadly. And also, yeah, I just tried to do it, see if that would work, and it did. And it was so cool. But then I had to scrap it because it was not worth it. There's no repair station. Also, I think I scrapped my 12 GOG off camera too, sadly. So that really beautiful weapon is gone. This was like the Great Depression of the series. Because another thing I did not mention, I went to a new area because I always read the notes that I see. And they made me able to go to different areas. But I died a lot. Because there was so many new people. It's a bunch of Novas, which is how I got my Nova. I lost all my bandages because I died multiple times. And I lost it. And it was really sad. I don't have no more bandages. So I had to craft a bunch of new stuff. And also, for your information, unironically, totally. Oh yeah, I also found a frying pan. It turns out it actually would help me a little bit. Anyways, I named my bat Lucille, if you're wondering.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, there's multiple boat locations throughout the map, so there's multiple escapes.
It was day 9 and I didn't even know that fact. I just realized that right now as I said that. Anyways, the reason why I'm back at Via Corolla and not at any of the brand new areas is because I'm beating the main story in this 100 days. There's no way I'm not. But the thing is that I checked my little journal and apparently I have to find a tower cache. I think that's how you pronounce it. Cache. Anyways, the reason I'm picking up wood is because I need the fibers to upgrade the station to get the deep pocket. Anyways, that's not important. What is important is that there's a cache somewhere. And turns out, oh god, the cache is in one of the biggest bases in this area. It's in a massive base full of armed people, which did not bode well with me. I didn't get the goods, but I got a bunch of scrap, so it was a good one in my opinion. Maybe it was the spur of the moment, but I had to upgrade the station so I could get some advantages. Even if they weren't the best, they were decent. Like, they weren't dirty bandages. They were just normal bandages, and I needed them because I was gonna die eventually. So might as well get stocked up, am I right? And also upgraded my gear station so I can unlock some new stuff. I also upgraded my gun station so now I could make ammo. So I just made some ammo for my gun I just made too. As my journal stated, it said that you look at the drawing. And I was like, And then I saw the fountain. I didn't think anything about the fountain. I just like, whatever. But the tower, that reminded me, that's the raider base that I seen. And I had to go there tomorrow.
Within our walls.
I'm back at Via Corolla fighting for my life. But luckily that frying pan is actually pretty useful. Except I didn't know where the hit boxes were on the pan. So I didn't know how to hit. I didn't know if I hit from the face of the pan or the side of it. I was just hitting willy-nilly until I got the final kill, which took a while, but eventually the deed was done. The reason why I didn't immediately go to the place I was supposed to go is because I lost my gun. I don't know what I did, but I somehow just lost my weapon and I didn't know where it was. And since I realized that I was underprepared and I was not ready, especially how clumsy I was, and especially since the bell was about to, ring off, I did not want to stay for any longer. I upgraded my gear station another time and I'm finally 5. And then I realized I was one more away from getting the deep pocket. I don't know what the night shift was, but so I built one and it looked really good. It had decent durability and it had max throwing. And I was just picturing how I was going to fight the enemies and stuff like that. It looked really badass. So badass that I kind of wanted to build another one. And I was super excited about the deep pocket too, because I was really close to it. DS day, woohoo, it's day 10. Anyways, this is a big landmark because I officially hit the 10-day cover. That is around 90 more, and I'm officially beat the challenge. And I'm not even close. I'm not even close to the tower. But with my night thing in hand, I decided, screw it. I have the materials, and I know I checked if it was if the materials was needed, wood scraps. I need wood scraps, bindings, and adhesives, and this didn't use any of those things. So I was like, screw it, and I crafted another one. I have a major skill issue. After I took my post-apocalyptic Steamboat Willie to Via Corolla, I eventually found it. I didn't know where the fountain was, even though I knew that's kind of where I needed to look generally. So I was just kind of hobbling around, watching walkers eat people. And for some reason, these people just start shooting each other. I don't really understand it. Anyway, since I know for sure this video is gonna be at least an hour long, I'm just gonna skip the nitty-gritty details. I died a lot. After me dealing with the stupid raider hijinks, I scrapped my findings and I went to bed. And I finally got the pockets and also upgraded my gun station for good luck.
Nice. I don't care that I died. I died. Whatever. I killed basically everyone else too.
And then I found it. I finally found the mountain. Fountain. But there was some traps. But luckily I was able to get rid of them with my knife. And also there was a bunch of cool stuff in here. Because I'm assuming this was their storage closet and such. And every single time I come here, it gets fulfilled. So I don't record usually this part, but I always go back there if I go on the Via Corolla. Anyways, after carefully triggering the traps, I just picked up every single thing I possibly could pick up, and they spotted me. But luckily, since they can't really crouch, I was able to escape with ease. I did not die once this time, which is sadly an achievement. Ay. After all of that, yeah, turns out I did die. It was actually kind of funny how I did though. My game lagged. It did a big lag spike and it kind of just uncrashed when the zombie was biting into my arm.
Okay. That scared me a little bit. This is... Oh, that's making the final cut right there. Ah! Nah. Bro. Okay, let's go. I'm not upgrading this again. I don't wanna.
I had to include those audio clips. I was so impressed that I got that much stuff, because you usually get like a lot, but not a lot. Anyways, I upgraded my station to a little bit higher, and also upgraded my food station so I could finally, use a bow. And this time I get much better. The bow comes in handy. I'm just gonna say that. Also, I finally have the meat cleaver. And now I kind of didn't want to upgrade it again because there's nothing really else to get except for the katana. And I don't really want the katana because the cleaver can do whatever the katana can. And actually a little bit more easier. Yes, you can do more long distance with the katana. But I just never really thought about getting it. Unless I had a surplus of materials. Then I'd get it. Anyways, I did another spray of Neutrina soups and a bunch of bandages just in case. Because now, since I finally have the ability to craft bandages, it'll be so much easier to actually do stuff. And as you can see right here, I pinned this stuff. So, because usually all the things that are in these weapons, I need. And if I hold the junk object that has that stuff, it will glow up. So I know specifically to choose that item to bring, instead of like a book or a shoe.
Oh my god.
After getting a gnarly headshot, that was like after I was just practicing and seeing if the cleaver actually decapitates, I realized I actually have to do more story stuff now since there's nothing really that I can't do now. I finished the hard part. I put the book in the coffin as my little journal instructed me to. Anyways, the radio dude woke me up. And apparently his name is Casey. And apparently he has a situation that we need to talk to him about. Anyways, now he needs a pump regulator. And we have to go to Memorial Lane, I believe, to go and get it and assemble it. And we can meet him back at the radio. And also that there might be some reclaimed and some tower soldiers in that area. And if that's not the worst thing, actually no, this is actually a good thing, he will spill all the information he can tell us about the reserve, which is pretty sweet in my opinion. May sent a note and put it inside the grave and telling us to meet up with this person. And they don't trust me, and I don't trust them. So they're just kind of rolling the dice in their view. I'm not gonna kill them yet. But I decided to go and have a little chat with them. Anyways, there's a new door that got opened, presumably by her, which will lead to her new location that I have not discovered yet. I finally met another soul that won't immediately kill me if I point a knife towards them. And to summarize the conversation, this is just basically her talking about how her and Hanrei, I think his name is, were close. The dude that's hanging in the back of, next to my bus. And that her daughter liked him too. And since Hanrei trusted her, then I should trust her. So I feel like it might not be too bad. She also tells me about a cache that have some pretty good stuff in it, like some really good supplies that can benefit both parties. After talking to May, I found a cool new recipe for a food item that I can't pronounce. Anyways, after fighting my way through a bunch of hordes, I ended up finding this person. And they kind of just gave me a dilemma. Kill us or kill them? If you try to kill us, we'll kill you. So it's kind of a one-way decision. So basically, he was just telling me, hey, yo, kill this dude. And I didn't know what to do because I was like, well, at the same time, he looks pretty beat up. I don't think he can survive out in the wild. But then he mentions he's a little brother, meaning that he is an older brother. Chances are the older brother's still alive. So I was just having a dilemma, and then I obviously killed the bad guys. And that was actually one of the worst decisions I ever made. I literally almost died. And I mean almost. And I was like, oh crap, I'm not dying today, I'm not dying today. Not now, not now. I had so much good stuff on me. I was like scrambling to find my bandages. I skipped the dirty one accidentally, but I think that would have worked. So luckily I healed myself and I was gonna go check, and turns out there was still one left. And luckily, as my health healed, I took him out and I saved the guy, Anthony.
FBI, open up!
After all that whole deal, I got a weird new question mark on this gut bag zombie. These little walker innards actually become extremely helpful later on because I used it to pass a big horde, because as you expect later on in the game, you kind of get a lot more hordes. Sadly, the zombie encountered me, and yeah, that was a little bit annoying. But it works, trust me. This thing works. It's not buggy, don't worry. Here's that bow I was talking about. I told you, it helped me out. Not in the grand scale, but hey, you never know. If I didn't have those arrows, I could have gotten eaten alive right then and there.
Fuck. I knocked down my table.
After fixing my table, I decided to go back in the city or town and just check out what I got. And this dude named Jeff apparently is Anthony's brother. And that's the dude I saved. So him saving that dude, if I didn't save that dude, I would have been an enemy here and I would have gotten killed. And they even let me take anything I wanted from the house, which I definitely did. But after that, I was kind of on my way out. I found the pump regulator as I was walking around because I saw an open house. It was abandoned and a lot of zombies were there. It was the same house that, the people were in, but it looks like it got abandoned. Luckily, everything was still there, so I took that chance to collect anything I missed from last time. Anyways, I'm back at home base, and I'm telling Casey that I finally have the regulator, and I can finally continue this mission. He asked me what's the easiest way to die. I say crushed, and you're wondering why he's asking that? It's because he tells us that he is in the reserve, but it is rapidly flooding. That's why we need the pump regulator, and we need to try to get him to fast because the water rising quickly, and the water above him will crush the roof, crushing him, and there's only not a lot of food left. So he's gonna starve, get crushed, or drown. So yeah, there's 3 ways to die, and my mission is to help him. With those happy thoughts in mind, I go to sleep. And now it's day 15, almost 20. It's a brand new day, and I'm finally completing the pump puzzle. And now I just have to install it. And Casey also told me about channel 47, which kind of just tells me a lot of information about what's going to happen next. I don't use it too much, but once in a while I may or may not just pop on this channel. I was on my way. I just quickly gutted one of the shirtless guys so I can get some of the yucky stuff, so I could just smush that all around me, and then I could sneak past because I remember seeing a horde. I didn't record this because I'm an idiot, but there's a big horde up front, and the dude himself said there was a big horde. So I knew I had to be careful. And that I was. Of course, a careful person would immediately get detected. Right here is... I was horrified. My heart was beating, knowing that I could not restart it.
This is bad, very bad. More fresh shit, more fresh shit.
Anyways, after all that, I contacted Casey again, and then he was talking about the Badlands, and then this took a turn for, I don't even know.
Spectacular, right? Like another planet. My mom used to drive me through there every summer on the way to see my uncle. The night sky was so bright. So many stars, like a dome overhead. Crystal clear view of the cosmos. That put a lot of things in perspective for me back when I really needed it. How insignificant we really are in the grand scheme of things. How my troubles, no matter how big they may seem, really don't mean squat. I mean, well, what are troubles anyway, huh? The universe doesn't know the meaning of the word. I wish I had that Badland sky overhead right about now. You know, the first thing I'm gonna do when free is head back north. I think I've had enough of swamp life.
Damn.
You mentioned your mom and your uncle.
But my uncle died a while ago. I miss him a ton. We were friends. I looked up to him.
Damn, I feel bad.
I never really knew my dad, so yeah, he kind of stepped in when he could. My mom and I, we didn't always get along. No clue what happened to my mom, actually. When I left home and joined the Guard, we weren't speaking, which, that's fine by me. She never thought too much of me. Didn't think I'd ever amount to anything. The verdict is still out, I suppose.
Damn, this dude has a sad backstory.
How did your uncle die?
Cancer. Look, Torrance
No,
down there.
stop.
I had enough of the therapy session. Don't feel like talking anymore. I'm gonna go put my head down for a bit. I'll talk to you soon.
Oh my god.
I feel really bad for Casey. This game made me really feel bad for the character, especially about the cancer part. It made me feel different about the character. From once a crazy weirdo to more of a less crazy weirdo that I kind of understand. Like, imagine being trapped in a building that's flooding and at any minute you could die. That is just horrifying to think about. And I got really sad and sentimental at that part. But that just made me want to help that guy more, so hey. It's time to go to the ward. The first thing I see after getting out of my little skiff area is a bunch of heavily armed troops, which I'm just assuming is where I need to get the cash from. Meaning that I'm gonna have to dodge assault rifles, pistols, and seemingly pretty armored to the teeth guys, which I was not in the mood for. And I found my first armored zombie, which I took care of, actually not too hard. The mouth was open, so I just gave him a mouthful, literally. I eventually found a secret little opening, because, you know, all bases have, like the one in the fountain. I was trying to see if I could sneak into the truck, and no, I cannot. What I was trying to do is try not to get spotted, because if I get spotted, they'll catch me, and I'll be an enemy to them for the rest of basically forever. So I couldn't kill any of them, even though I had the opportunity to kill at least like 10, but I couldn't because I know I'd die. So I was just looking around and trying to find the cash without getting caught, which was much harder than I'd expected to be. As I was wandering, I quickly stood up and I realized there was a weapon cache, which wasn't the right one, but it was still nice to get. So I took that, and I realized that I overstayed my welcome, and I'm not even close to my target. Anyhow, I found a door that perfectly leads to my exit, and coincidentally, they were fighting a zombie, and I knew that this was my perfect time to escape. And again, since I didn't want to get killed, I just ran and ran and ran. I took a lot of shots, and I even got tired, so I just had to crouch and just pray to the Lord. I didn't have my cry stick. I didn't have anything on me but a couple bullet wounds and a dream. But luckily, I managed to avoid all the gunshots, which, as you can see, were a lot. This was really action-packed for me.
God.
But luckily, I made it to the lift,
Come on.
and I was out of there.
Bandage.
I got woke up by the good old case to the sea. Why? Anyways, so he told me that he needs a second one, and that the water to his ankles, meaning that the water's rising and death is creeping around the corner a lot faster than he thought it was going to be. So he's like, yo, bro, if I don't want to get crushed or drown or starve, so it's okay if you fetch me another pump regulator, pretty please. And since I'm the main character, I have to say yes. And also, he's a pretty chill dude. While I was searching around the area, I found a code to a safe. And this is when I officially learned that keys, codes throughout the whole entire map are found in other places. So if you see a safe nearby, now I realize you wouldn't expect to find the code in that exact area. You had to code a whole nother map. And I even tried it on another safe and it didn't work. So there's tons of safes in this game. At least I think there's tons of safes. So, yeah. After getting jump scared by this person, I was trying to find the cache. And sadly, they got rid of the original one. So I guess that was like a one-time thing. And to be honest, I was just happy I got it in the first place. But that wasn't what I was for. I got lucky last time. And I knew that I'd die if I went guns blazing. So I had to be very, very careful. And eventually, I found a lever action blueprint and the cache. After that, I was right out of there. Yes, also yes, I did try it on the code. I tried the code on this safe, did not work. And the hint was guarded by lions. So it could have been in any other place but this, sadly. Which kind of annoyed me and ticked me off, but it was whatever. I still had the code. I just needed the safe. After that, I woke up and I found this really cute cat drawing, which I loved. I had to stare at it a while. It just reminded me of my cat, Leo. Speaking of Leo, I showed Lily on my channel before. The PCVR is epic. Here's Leo. He's a little my cutie pie. Anyways, back to the video. I found this jambalaya. I keep on pronouncing it wrong. I think it's jambalaya or jambalaya. I'm not sure. And it's Kajun. It just sounded like a special, like, different thing that's not English. So I was like, this increases weapon durability. So maybe if I can find this and craft it, I won't have to worry about my weapons breaking. And it lasts the whole day, so it lasts a whole entire trip. Which is pretty decent if I get to say so myself. Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm having fun, but I just want to beat this game already. Because I want to do tons of other stuff. I want to do more stuff. I want to build more weapons. I just want to do a lot more things without the story burdening me. So after I complete it, I'm going to be doing a lot more miscellaneous things. Because I still have like 90 more days to go. Almost 80 more days to go. Why I'm here in Bywater is because I need to get the second pump regulator. Also, I don't know if this is just me, but this area reminds me of the tutorial. I don't know why. Anyways, I met this guy named Devon, and he needs me to deliver a note to his boyfriend, which is in a lumberjack area. So I'm just gonna look over for logs. Just remember, look out for that. Also, I think it's really funny that the game called this gay dude's story Forbidden Love. I just... Whew.
I like this fella. I like that fella. These drawings don't deserve the... Bro, why you put the nipples on them, bro?
Well, I found the dude, but I was so idiotic. I didn't know that you had to check your notebook for letters and notes. I tried to give him the Holy Bible. I thought I was in the quests, but it wasn't like a direct quest. So I was like, oh crap, did I leave it? Where is it? And I was like, oh god, do I have to go all the way back there? I gave him a high five, see if he would accept that, but he did not accept it.
Ooh! You gotta be kidding. Thank you, bro.
As I was going around my useless journey, I found one of the reclaimed soldiers, which was really hard to kill, but eventually I killed them.
I found my second Nova in another gun package with another scrap metal, which you guessed it, doesn't have room for. Armor boy kinda got a little bit too close to my comfort. And I got a free pistol, which I knew damn well what's it gonna use.
Shut up, you're mean. Okay, that beeping means the horde is here, but the thing is that right over there.
I'm all
You.
my love. The time is now.
Oh,
It's been weeks since we last spoke. What if we never hold each other again?
oh shit.
This is their war, not ours. The odds may be
Oh
stacked against us,
crap.
but I would rather risk everything with you by my side.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Spot along the southern front. I'll begin 2 doors from there. Drop a light. And be swift. Forever your baby.
I'm dead. I'm so dead. Hordes! There's an exit right over there. Move, move, move! I should have listened to my stupid watch. Okay, hell's about to be let loose. But not maybe if I just come on.
Yeah, I failed the stupid mission right when I was about to complete it. But I was just so angry. I was just so mad. And then after I finished the video, I decided to look at it. And if you traded with them, you could have gotten medicine. I could have gotten a free medicine if I completed that mission. If I asked for something in return. I was so angry. I was like, oh god, whatever. I failed it. I still didn't get the pulp regulator. But that's good to know. That was good to know that there is bells. It wasn't just bluffing. But man, I don't know why. I was so scared because I couldn't even handle hordes already. Especially with higher hordes and the bell, I knew that if I stood there any longer, I'd be dead. And they booked it too. They knew what's up too. They left as soon as they could. So I couldn't even go back there and help them.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
It's the wonderful day of day 19. We're in for a long one here. I finally found the saw blade. I was extremely excited. I was like, oh my god, the saw blade! I was looking all over for this. And since I didn't have the crafting recipe for it yet, I couldn't, use it yet because I didn't want it to break. So I just kept it just in case because I wanted it ever since I saw it from day one.
Ooh, some school. Oh, they should not spell ammo like that. Ammo, that's spelled school. School and ammo don't go together. Hurts. Nope, don't care about the final kill. Ah, oh my god.
Yeah, I had the sprint and the gooey, yucky walker stuff kind of fell off of me, so I had to fight. And I had a crowbar. I found a crowbar. A crowbar is the worst two-handed weapon. I'm just gonna say it. The bat is kind of bad, but at least you can get a couple of good hits on it. The crowbar, you can't even use the front end. You have to use the back end of it. It's just so useless. It's just absolute trash. I get a quick cache that May told me to get, and I found a new bow type which has explosive arrows, which I was thinking of using, but then I thought, I want to save this for something important, and I don't want to accidentally make it go off. So quickly just got what I needed and just left the area before I could die. I finally put the stupid book in the cache area, aka the coffin.
Oh, what's up? I know it. I only got one shot with this. Ah! Reload!
Yeah, I was struggling. What I was trying to do is kill these people so I can go and put in the pump regulator in
Ha,
that
loser!
area.
Ah! Why'd I have to change myself? Ah, loser!
Yes, that's what I sounded like when I first got my, that's the sound I made when I got my first AR. Since I didn't want to break my AR, I kind of just waddled to the catacombs dominantly. I waddled dominantly. I had a quick bonding sesh, and oh my god, it's already D21? Anyways, now my buddy boy Casey wants me to check out an area to search of his friends who used to be in the reserve with them. But, little did he know he got locked in, but they left down him. He couldn't reach it. He couldn't reach his group, so he's like trying to send me to. And, the area is Rampart High School. I had to go back to the shallows for the next cache. Turns out that old smelly mansion I had to raid in the first ever mission in the game turns out have been fortified by the group, aka the tower. I was like, oh my god, this place, that means I have to work to get in. And also, a recurring theme in this video is real time. Like, every single day, something, like if I dropped a gun right on the floor, oh yeah, that scene was horrible. I picked it up to throw it, but it was a thing, I was mad at them. Anyways, every single thing on the floor never stays in one place. You always get different outcomes. And then this group of raiders or reclaimed, I don't know what they were, but they just shot me dead. And that's not the point. What is the point is that this place, spoiler alert, gets overrun. I don't know if it's from the bells or the zombies. All I know is that they're not there the next time I come to the shallows. I don't know why. And same for other bases I future go to.
I have to go through there, really, bro.
Of course, it's still the only way in. Anyhow, I just climbed myself in and hoped I wouldn't get greeted by a person, which I surprisingly didn't. But then I noticed that there were people guarding the cache. So I was thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't have anything good. I can't throw my cleaver, because if I throw my cleaver, then I'm dead. But then I realized, off camera, I forgot to show you this, but I cut this for time purposes. When I killed one of the reclaimed dudes, and they had a Nova. And I used his last durability to kill them. But then there was a third one. I was like, oh god, don't die yet, don't die. But I killed them. So yeah, I got really lucky. And I found this really cool new cleaver, which I really wanted to craft, but it was obviously one of the secret ones. After doing all of that raiding, it just kind of reminded me of home. And then I thought, if I look around, maybe I could find something. I ended up finding an axe, some smokes, and a shoe. Not the worst, but not the best find. But still, I was just happy that I found something in general. Because I knew eventually I was going to have to. Because I remember finding an egg timer at the beginning, so I knew there was scrap here. But since the zombies and I was really low equipped, I kind of never really took notice of any other areas. I just assumed they're locked. May got me some gumbo.
Another failed mission. I got bombarded by a bunch of, of these guys. It was just a horrible one. This is just one of my worst of many journeys. I hate the stupid reclaimed. Anyways, it's day 23, and I wanted to show you my cool gun rack of all my, monuments and stuff I've gotten. Like the Nova, the AR, and a bunch of others. At this point, I took a little break from this game because I've been playing this game for days straight. And after I finally came back to the game and I started playing it, I forgot to record. It took me honest, I'm glad I did it because my Oculus is like 18 gigabytes short worth of full space. So I just want to say what I just got now. What I did is I believe, I'm not even completely sure if I found them all, but I think I found most of the safes in the game. I got my jambalaya, which I'm definitely going to be using. I found the saw blade. I haven't found the AR yet, but I also found a couple other epic cool stuff, which I'm happy about. After a lot of pain and suffering, I've eventually found Kenneth. Sadly, he was beyond repair and he couldn't walk.
Casey asked me to look
After
for you.
talking to him a little bit,
He's
he
alive.
told me about
In the
how
bunker.
he had the open
Dozens
load on a bunch of
of
civilians
innocent
because they tried to get in the reserve, and
Civilians
sadly,
trying to
Casey
get
also
into
had
the
to.
bunker.
So I was supposed to scarring,
When all the
memory
shit
for
with
both
the
of them.
dead
But
walking
since he
started to
was
go
just,
down,
dying
don't know
and I
how
had to
many
kill him,
words
it
left.
kind of made it feel worse.
and me.
Why?
We all deserved death for what we did, champ. They were gonna hurt Cousin Timmy, and I couldn't let them do that. I had to make sure. They were never gonna hurt no one ever again. Right, Uncle Tommy? Hey, hey. Before you go to the bowling alley, blow my fucking brains out, yeah? That's the only way to remain human all the way to the end, right?
I'm back at my bus and I had to call Casey telling, what Kenny wanted me to say to him. And I told him you shouldn't feel no guilt and just let it all
Sometimes I
go.
can actually feel my fingers shaking.
I finally got myself to get the other thing. And for some reason I couldn't find the nozzle and this dude just kept on talking, so I just... A bunch of tower dudes decided to come up, and I thought I had to kill them. 'Cause I thought this dude sent them to kill me. But it turns out they were on my side, and luckily killing that dude was a good decision. I accidentally soft-locked my game, and the only way to, get back is to reload my game, losing all my progress. I was angry and literally did not care, so I just killed the guy quick and just left. It's not a 100-day video without a good old classical chicken song. May left me. May left the area to, escape. And just wished me the best of luck and gave me the waterfall key. So, yeah. I was concerned and I didn't know what to do. I was nervous. I was like, what do they mean by this? So I just said, okay. And then I went to it. I finally knew what the waterfall key went to. And I finally knew what was in here. Originally, I thought there was going to be like a recipe in here, but there isn't. I was disappointed, but anyways, I put in the little thingamajiggy, and now I can finally see Casey for the first time. I was ready for a battle, but then I saw a dead zombie outside, and I saw a person in here. They just say for me to forgive them, and I was like, okay, bro, I'll forgive you. Suddenly, the zombie just woke up, so I just put it out of its misery and whatever. For some reason, sneaking wasn't an option for me, so I just went in guns blazing. But then I just realized that, yeah, this is not a good decision. It turns out, I was right. I literally died. I did the same thing again, but then I saw the photo.
Oh, shit. What did I do?
It's round 2 now. I'm not dead yet, and I managed to push my way by sneaking without getting too much attention. The only guard who actually suspected me was the one I just shot, as we saw. And another one, but luckily I killed him as well. I was safe and sound, but I couldn't say too much for the reclaimed, as they basically just all died out from the tower. And then the worst thing happened. I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning, but I'm doing a saint run, aka I am not killing anybody. I didn't kill the first. I don't kill any people, basically. I only kill the raiders and bad guys. But basically what this Casey dude wants me to do is flood the armory so I can free Casey. Meaning that I won't get any guns or ammo. Meaning that we had a deal and I didn't get any weapons. And then I had a small dilemma. I was like, oh crap, I don't know what to do. I'm scared. I don't know what the armory has. Do you think it might have something good? Do you think it might have a recipe? Turns out I had the AR in it. I didn't know this back then, but I had an AR. I would have flooded if I knew there was an AR in there. But I guess I didn't. So, I was really sad. So I had a moral dilemma thinking, should I flood the room? Or killing Casey? Or risk all the supplies I worked so hard to get? But then I realized, since I had so much material, I just flooded the armory. It was a really sad thing. Didn't want to do it, but I became the bigger man. Even bro actually thought I was gonna kill him too. That's so you know that I don't think I picked the right answer. I finally met Casey, but also May. Turns out those two people earlier were with May, and they didn't end up escaping. She was going to ring the bell, killing everyone outside, and possibly us. Let's just say that me and May wanted different things. You best believe I didn't kill Casey. I'd never kill Casey. I risked all my stuff. I risked so much things to save that little boy's ass. So I was not gonna kill Casey now. I went to check and see, what happened. And it turns out there was a mother load still. I still got 2 shotguns, a decent amount of ammo as well. And if I ended up getting the aftershock, which I'm debating, I might get the second game for another video if this video does well. I found the rifle that he was talking about in the video. In the flashback he was talking about. He was mentioning how, Uncle Bill, again, another uncle, his uncle that he talked about a lot. All the stuff that he mentioned is all here. Not the shotguns, but, the rifle that he killed everybody with. Which I think is morbid and cool at the same time. I don't know if I regret the decision, but I did end up looking it up. And I think it would be so much more morbid to kill him. Anyways, I took my 2 custom shotguns to scrap later on. And I went into the boat. And then I officially beat the game. I don't know what I felt. It just felt decent, especially since the tower group got killed too. And now they're just remnants. And yeah, guess that's the end. Yup, there's another week. It's finally day 38, so it skipped the whole entire week. And turns out the DLC is not a separate thing. It's, it's part of the game. I didn't know this. But now I finally know it. And basically the point of this DLC is to get a lot of supplies. It should be called the Remnants DLC. But the reason why it's called Aftershock is because it's basically the aftershock of all the events that happened. Meaning everything that happened is now gone. Well, Casey's somewhere, probably alive. And on his channel, some dude named AJ, or not AJ, some dude trying to call out to AJ is stuck in the auto shop and his legs are all messed up. So he's basically dead. But he found a bunch of cool supplies from the reserve. And turns out the reserve, everything in the reserve, only some of it actually made it out of it. It's like some stuff is still, there. Meaning there's a bunch of supplies that I could use that from the armory that I missed that I can use now. So I was really happy and I was on my way to the map. I traveled to Bywater and I quickly found the right key and I opened my first reserve cache. And turns out, hallelujah, it was the best cache ever. I get better caches later on, but this is for our first cache. That was a lot of stuff, and I had a bunch of supplies on me, not realizing how much things. So I just kept on loading and loading and loading until I couldn't no more. It's day 39, and I eventually got another message from Channel 47. And I found another reserve, which kind of just looked like the creators of the game just spawned a bunch of random stuff willy-nilly. Didn't really try to put it. They didn't really care. And to be honest, I didn't either. I got a bunch of herbal meds and a bunch of bandages that aren't craftable, that regenerate a lot of health, and it's like a special ability, meaning that you're basically almost immortal for a certain period amount of time. It just keeps on healing and healing and healing. So it's basically like a really good sterile bandage. I spent a few days scavenging, so now it's day 43. A key I had ended up being the recipe to the compound bow. I found a nice AR and a good amount of ammo. Nothing too special, but enough to make my day. Another day, another cache. I couldn't even wait to record. I already took a couple. I had a bunch of skull ammo and a bunch of 12 GOG ammo, which is amazing because that's my main weapon. I have a bunch of night shifts, which I definitely use. I think this is one of the best caches, in my opinion.
Don't flip!
After that, high note, I really want to say this, and I was really scared. I didn't include audio here because it's so hard for me to hear myself to even speak. But basically what's happening is that there was a note saying that there was a propane tank inside of one of the houses I already been in, and the reserve is behind a locked door.
I wanted to mention this because I came really close to dying. And I just think this was one of my more close calls that I actually managed to make. What's happening is that there's two armored people, and I'm trying to outrun them, and I barely can't. Luckily, since I have the jambalaya, I can, usually have my cleaver and other things have more hit points. So I was able to escape without anything breaking. Turns out that Wizard had actually a new recipe for a new type of flashlight. It was a tactical flashlight, and it told me to press A, so that's exactly what I did, and yeah, it's a UV light. I was so confused, but at the same time, impressed. I was like, whoa. So I thought it was gonna be some Gravity Falls stuff, or it was gonna be secrets, and there were. I was really impressed. So anyways, I had a new mission, and I was going to do that quick. Anyways, I officially found a weird metal finger drawing, some random other thing that my tactical flashlight found. I did not cover this, but I was just looking around. There was a clue, whole puzzle. I was going to look it up, but I ended up just going back to spawn to leave because I gave up, but then I just ended up finding it there, coincidentally. Anyways, we're going between that zone. How about you? I'm at Memorial Lane currently, and I found the clue on where it is. I didn't think too much of this, but turns out that would have been helpful if I actually realized what it was.
Bruh. Bruh.
I suck at aiming, bro. It's crazy.
Hello, motherfucker.
There's nothing there.
Turns out there was multiple crates, and I had to find which one, as zombies and a bunch of other things attacked me. Meaning I had to go against the tower and the reclaimed, and I knew I just couldn't do that. I died many times, but eventually I managed to get the package, and I got out of there. Anyways, I got back to my place, and turns out some tower douches took all my supplies. I didn't know this. I thought they were just rummaging around, so I just went to get my shotgun.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Anyways, I found this dude, and his name was Mel, and turns out he was with the air quote jackals, aka the tower, and the whatever it's called, remains, it's skull people. Anyways,
he said that he was with them, he found them, and he thought he could get more stuff. So he went with them, and they found this place, and they teamed up together. After the whole war, they just teamed up. I was a little bit angry, and turns out he also stole my sleeping alcohol. Like, what the hell, man? The goobers came back alive, so I had to quickly kill them again. Also, the Mel guy told me to go to Via Corolla because that is exactly where my loot is, because they stole my loot and they brought it to Via Corolla and at the beginning of the cemetery, aka the area where I washed up on. It wasn't all my loot, it was a portion. But hey, a portion is all I need for now.
It's day 49, damn it!
Apparently, the tower and the reclaimed, have my loot in separate places since they both teamed up. So I have to go to the tiny house, which is right here, which, as you can see, my loot's right there. And the other one in the bigger house is where, my other loot is. Since my double barrel and my AR I got broke, I finally managed to craft my Nova from the loot I got back, so I was able to actually fully take back what was mine. Also, I luckily found this axe just laying around, which is definitely one of the best coincidences I ever had.
So many materials, how fun.
I'm back at Via Corolla, and man, I said Via Corolla so many. This is like the most traveled place I've ever been in. Anyways, I have my final cash, and I just have to get back to my base without dying, and I'll officially complete the final mission of the game. But turns out there's still one more mission, and it's to find the use for those mysterious keys. But for some reason I was talking about Bastion, so I assumed that was gonna be the next area I'd go to. I said it's day 51. The hints from the bus told me to go to Bastion, and that is what I did. I used the UV light to look around for any other clues, and one of them brought me to the house with the car in it. And turns out there's a key in the cabinet, the bedroom, and the bathroom, which unlocked the secret entrance behind a washing machine. Which, when you go down it, turns out it's a big bunker. With that, I officially beaten the whole entire game. Then I noticed the weird little, big costume suit. I was confused, but at the same time a little bit scared. Turns out that is the Axeman's costume, which is also based off an actual crazy person in real life. And this person is one of the antagonists in Chapter 2, which I did not know until I googled it. Hello everyone, this is kind of sad news, but at the same time good for the video length. What I'm talking about is I lost half of my footage. The only clips I have is the final 3 days, day 99, day 98, and 100. The reason why is because I especially edited those videos because I did something called a bucket list, which is I did a bunch of crazy stuff that I originally was limited to me because I had limited ammo, not all the guns, and only a few melee. I found the recipe for the 4th of Pain, which is obviously now gone. It was in the nurse's office. It took me a while, but I found it. What you're about to see now is just me fooling around and goofing off. Basically doing a bunch of silly little things until the final days arrive. Which is mostly just a bunch of trick shots and a bunch of little silly moves I named and invented. Anyways, with all that said, let's see them.
There's a lot of things I missed out on. I had a lot of stuff planned in store, but at the same time, I'm not the worst. I'm not like that sad about it because it saved a lot of time. This video would have been like 2 hours long if I kept in all the other content. If you're wondering what happened, I didn't say it earlier. I had the factory reset. I'm not gonna go into why. There's too much stuff to talk about. But all you need to know is that those things on Steam saved. Oculus didn't, aka all my videos gone. But luckily, I managed to get the first 3 because I downloaded those immediately because I wanted to keep those because I wanted to edit them beforehand. Anyways, another thing I wanted to say is the heads somehow move still, probably because it turned infected. Because this one I have is what used to be a human. And also, I have another thing, like, you know, how they wanted to be in the the prison. And they also and also talked about the governor. They talked a lot about things about The Walking Dead. Anyways, it's time to sign off.